So what was the vibe like on campus with Columbia being such a prestige school and with being African American? In some schools, you kind of feel like you're kind of like the eyeball. You stick out like a sore thumb.
Columbia, not so much. I mean, especially because, like, we were in the African American Studies program, you know, so it was very much a comfort space for us because, you know, we stuck to each other. And the graduate school experience is different than the undergrad experience. So it's going to be a different type of setting. You know, I'm not there all the time. Whereas if you're an undergrad, you know, you're in the dorms, you're in the library all the time, you know. So, I mean, I can definitely say that as an Ivy League school, we had a very lax program compared to what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Right. And you also joined the affiliates, which was made up of DJ Drama, Don Cannon, DJ Sense, and you put out a book of poetry all before finishing at Columbia. That's like real big right there.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It's like when you're doing these things, you're just doing them. Like you don't even realize like that it's a big deal or that it's an accomplishment because it just feels like what I got to do is what I'm supposed to do, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you really won't soak in like how much you accomplished before you graduate until you like get old and gray, sitting in your rocking chair. You're like, I remember I did this way back when, and I say, man, I did a good job.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I just did what I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, how did you get tapped to replace Natalie Stewart of Floetry?
That was just, you know, they say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
That was that scenario. I mean, a friend of mine, Angela Yee, she, and I say people's names because I want to give them their just due. It's not because I'm dropping a name, by the way. So, Angela, she knows their manager, and they were saying that they wanted somebody to replace Nat. And next thing I knew, I got an email asking, hey, do you want to replace Natalie in Floetry? And I'm like, yeah. And that was that.
Mm-hmm.
Just next week, I met the managers, then I met Marsha, then we went to Philly, recorded, then I came home, didn't hear nothing for a month. Then I got off a roller coaster at Great Adventures, and there were tour dates in my sidekick.
Cool. So pretty much, you know, kids, networking is the name of the game. So get your contacts up.
What? Networking is all it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I won't say that, but it's a good 80%.
80 and 20, so they go hand in hand. In the December of 2007, you released an EP called The Life Experience, and it's the first of a trilogy. Now tell me about Life Experience and the trilogy that goes along with it.
Well, the trilogy of EPs is something that I come up with because I really didn't know how I was going to get my music out there in a legitimate way as albums because, you know, it just takes a lot more to do an album. And I also didn't want to put stuff out there that wasn't going to get heard. So I said, you know, let me just start small, and I did the EP, Life Experience, and put it out in December, digitally. And I really put it out there also as a tool just to get my presence known and felt, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked. It's definitely worked. You know, it gave me a leg to stand on, as opposed to just, you know, saying, hey, I'm an artist. It solidified, like, you know, she's an artist, like it or not, and they put something out. I mean, there's just a number of cats out here that have mixtapes or songs on the internet, but they don't even got an album out, you know. There isn't anything concrete in the marketplace to represent them. And so it's like when the hype dies, what's left?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want that type of scenario to go down with me.
Right.
But the next one is Love Experience, and Keep It 100. I don't think it's going to be an EP because I like too many songs. And I think it's going to end up being, you know, right there between the EP and the album, like the Illmatic, where it's like 10 tracks, strong tracks.
Mm-hmm. And
that's coming very, very soon, and you can look out for the first single from that before the end of the month.
Yeah, because I peeped the single, and pretty much you basically did your homework, your flow, the whole thing sounds like golden era hip-hop, like your MC Lights, your Queen Latifah's, your Molly Love. So you pretty much went back in that period and looked and studied and did your homework.
Of course. I mean, I got my master's in hip-hop. So even if I didn't want to do my homework, I kind of was forced to because I had to prove that that was a legit thing, you know, to my professors.
So what made you come up with 40 MCs?
40 MCs, I don't even know, man. My brain is just bizarre. I mean, actually, I do know how I came up with 40 MCs. After I did Deaf Poetry the first time, I was in Brooklyn. I was staying in Brooklyn, and there was, like, all the dudes on the block, like, all of a sudden wanted to, like, rap to me, you know? Like, yo, I saw you with that poetry, yo, let me kick 16 bars. And it was like, it wasn't even cats that really wanted to rhyme. Like, they was just like, yeah, you know, I be seeing all these cats, you know, I could do that. And it's like, you know, it's not double dutch, where it's like, I want to jump too. But that is what this hip-hop thing has become, because it just seems so glamorous and so special and so accessible, you know? And once people get in it, that's when they realize, like, yo, this is not a game. It's not a joke. It's not any easier than any other form of work. You know, it's harder, I would say. I mean, they say 1 out of every 1,000 ball players make it to the NBA or something like that. 1 out of every 50,000 make it as a rapper. I honestly believe that.
So kids have something else in your back pocket. So what other projects do you have besides the trilogy of EPs?
Well, I have the web series, You Speak TV. So that's a weekly web series that we do. We've been really working hard to get that syndicated and pushed it just as many places as possible. And we're doing really good, so I'm really excited about it. And it's like a cross between Big Spell Show and I would say the Colbert Report. You know, It's politics, but it's humor. And we do it just for kicks, but now it's becoming much more. And from that, I also have Spectrum Funk, which is my monthly hip-hop soul showcase that we got going on in New York City. And it's just like, we wanted to provide a place for hip-hop soul to grow. You know, I strongly believe that the Afro-punk and hip-hop soul movements are growing, and they're strong, and that they're unique. And they're not the same as just some, you know, just some rapidy rap stuff. And they're not the same as some straight R&B. You know, it's a different vibe, and I wanted to be a part of I wanted to be at the forefront of creating a space for that vibe and defining it.